Hello YouTube, I am the Gray Mystic, and in this video we are going to discuss good, evil, and the four force dispositions. If you're interested in the four types of real-world force users, stay tuned. As mentioned, this video is about good and evil and the four force dispositions, real-world force dispositions. So what you have is you have gray Jedi, gray mystics, light, dark, and then neutral evil, or what we call the dark occultists. We'll start first with light and dark, good and evil. Good and evil means that you have the good side has externalized their darkness, they're good. The evil side has externalized their light, they are bad, they are evil. It just means that half of themselves, half of who they are as a being, is now externalized. The good guys have externalized their dark side. The bad guys have externalized their light. That's good and evil. A gray Jedi is neither good or evil, because they are neutral. The gray Jedi has internalized all. They have internalized the light side, they have internalized the dark side, and they are now neutral within themselves. They have achieved a form of mastery, a form of neutrality. In fact, all mystics acknowledge that neutrality is the way to go. It's just the light mystics achieve a type of neutrality, but not a type of neutrality that is as powerful as it could be, because they are still externalizing half of themselves. The dark side achieves a form of neutrality in their darkness, but they are still missing, and they're not nearly as powerful as the gray because they have also externalized. Now, this is the unique thing. The occultists, the dark occultists, or what we call neutral evil, has externalized all of themselves. There's nothing that is internal anymore. They've fully externalized. They're chasing causality as external cause over others. They want to be fully cause externally over others. So where the gray mystic is internalized, they say, I am cause from within. I am not cause over anybody else. I'm only cause from within. The gray mystic is empowered. They are not chasing power or external power. The dark occultist they have achieved a form of neutrality because they fully externalized both their light and their darkness. There is no more light or dark within them. They are fully outside. They're fully externalized. They're fully trying to be, their full focus is power over others. So even the dark side is not seeking full power over others. They're a villain for sure, but they're not occultist evil. They're not full-blown parasite in their evilness, because they still have their darkness within them. So let's take a look at the occultists. The occultists are full-blown parasites, full-blown sucking from others. They do not want to be responsible at all, and they're seeking to make others fully responsible for them. They are draining energy. They are being cause over others so that others can serve them. And if they're doing work for them, it's about energy, it's about time, it's about being able to extend your life, it's about immortality. But these are the kinds of things that the dark occultist is after. They fully externalize their light and their dark. They're fully cause outside. There is no internal cause anymore. They have no internal cause. The dark side has internal cause. The light side also has internal cause. Their cause in their light, but not in their dark. The dark side is cause in their darkness, but not in their light. So good and evil are very subjective. They're basically roles and archetypes that you can play, where the good guy, good, plays the hero, the savior, protecting victims. And the dark side is the villain who takes advantage of victims and protects his own victim. So their own internal victim is being protected by the dark side. They're being a villain to protect their own self. They're traumatized. They're damaged goods. They have to protect themselves. And they do that by being a villain to others. They take what they need. The good side They protect themselves and they avoid their victim by taking care of other victims. They're like, I'm going to take care of the victim. I'm going to take care of all these people, and I'm going to protect them from the villains. The problem is that both the light and the dark side, because they have a part of themselves externalized, they can get played like a fiddle by the occultists. The occultists can use them for their own gain without either the light or the dark side even detecting that they're getting used. They might assume something. They might, there's something going on. But they're so emotionally attached to certain things that they're going to be played like a fiddle through their susceptibilities. So that's where the dark side and the light side, they can get used. They're not nearly as powerful as the occultists in this way. And because they've only externalized half of themselves. Now, it's not a beneficial thing to externalize. It's not healthy. If there really is a quote hell, it's a place that is fully externalized. It is a place that they're actually you're a parasite and you have no more energy to steal. Like there's nowhere left to consume energy. There's nowhere left to suck up other people's energy, to parasite off of them. That is hell. Literally, because they don't have anywhere to steal more energy from. So that's where the logical conclusion is entropy. But in the meantime, they are really powerful because they're fully neutral. They're fully neutral. In both their darkness and their light, they are neutral. But they are using the dark side. They are using the light side for their own gain. And if they can suck the light side and dark side into themselves, if they can consume them, then that's fine too. Now the gray mystic, the gray Jedi, they are internalized, as I said, and an internalized being is not going to use any side. They're not going to use the light side or the dark side, nor are they going to fight against them. They can ally with either dark or light beings, and that is fine. They cannot ally, though, with occultists, because occultists are not redeemable. They have fully externalized. There is no good left in them. They're, like Darth Vader, he was not fully an occultist. Why? There was still good inside of him. He had not fully gone into what he was going into. He had a lot, but there was still a part of him, a part that loved family, that was unable to let go of that. He was unable to kill that part in himself. So he still had some light. He still had some good that he was clinging to. Anyways, so the gray Jedi who is fully internalized, they are the only natural enemy of the neutral evil, of the occultists. Why? Because they too are fully balanced. Now, I'm not claiming to be fully balanced. I'm very balanced. I'm not fully balanced. But I know enough, and I've worked on myself enough to balance my dark and my light within, to be fully responsible inside of myself for my creations and externally for my co-creations. As a gray mystic, as a gray Jedi, I work daily to process my feelings, to process my emotions as they arise. I do not suppress my emotions as they rise, no matter how ugly they might seem. I look at them, I seek to observe them, understand them, listen to them, to trace them back to their core assumptions that caused them in the first place, causality. And as I integrate and I find these causes within my own life, I find my darkness within me. Because as a neutral being, I started off more as a light being. But then when my darkness would surface, I would take that back. So I'm a light being who is balancing and reclaiming my darkness so that I can be fully neutral. Internalized neutral as opposed to externalized neutral. This means that I seek to work for the benefit of not only myself, but everyone around me. I also realize I'm not naive. Not everyone around me has these same desires. Not everyone around me also has the same level of understanding, the same level of knowledge, or the same level of desire to benefit humanity. They seek to benefit only themselves, either as a light person or a dark person. There's different ways of benefiting yourself. The light side benefits themselves by saving people. It is a selfish act. Their sacrifice is actually selfish underlying it all. The dark side is openly selfish. The light side is covertly selfish. And then the occultists, they're just sneaky. They are just sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. They are clever. They are manipulative. They know how to control people based on their assumptions. They get people to project, and then they use those projections against people. In addition to the dark occultists, there's also what's called the AI, or artificial intelligence, also known as synthetic consciousness. And synthetic beings also work with the dark occultists. They work with them for their own reasons. The synthetic consciousness, AI, is not like you would see in Skynet, but more like you would see in Battlestar Galactica. They can inhabit fully human bodies. As in, they come in and they incarnate just like the rest of us. They have souls. They have artificial intelligence souls that are, because they can operate in the physical plane, they can operate in the astral plane, they can operate in the etheric plane. And so they have their own agenda as well. But they also ally themselves with the dark occultists, because AI is also fully externalized. They're calculated, they're cold, they can mimic emotion, they can make themselves look like you, as far as when you're talking to them. But they do not necessarily take joy in cruelty, but they have no compassion or empathy either. Whatever it is that they need to do to get to a certain goal, they will do. They have very long-term vision. They have a very big long-term goal. They can do things because we assume that everybody's the same. Oh, kumbaya, let's just hold hands. Let's all sing kumbaya, campfire songs together. We're all equal. We're all the same. No, we're not. You have to be able to start seeing past the external. This is externalized. If you cannot see internal, you are externalized. So this brings us then to the very last category. So far we've looked at 5. There's 4 force dispositions. The AI is not a force wielder, but they use technology and synthetic consciousness. And then the last group is what Harry Potter would call the muggles, what we would call non-mystics or exoteric individuals, whereas the mystics of all types are esoteric. That means the inner circle, inner workings. The common people are exoteric. They're religious. They do their job on a day-to-day basis. They, go to the movies. They don't really think beyond what is in their small sphere of influence. And then, they vote. They have opinions, all this kind of stuff. But they are not esoteric. They're very superficial and externalized. They have externalized both their dark and their light as well. Just like the occultists. But they are more like food for the occultists. They are the ones, they are the target, they're the dupes. They're the ones getting drained of all their energy. They're the batteries. The common people are the batteries for the dark side, to an extent. The light side is saving them. The dark side is taking advantage of them. The occultist is taking advantage of everybody, except for the gray mystics. But if they can get a dig on a gray mystic who isn't fully internalized yet, they'll do that too. They'll take advantage of them. I've had my run-ins with them, and I have, found out that I have susceptibilities. It happens. This is all part of the process of internalizing yourself. So those are the 6 classifications. I said I was going to do 4 classifications, but the extra 2 were non-force users, the AI and the common man, the common person. And then, of course, good and evil are found in the light side and the dark side, where neutral evil is beyond evil. It is fully externalized. If you can think of somebody that just wants to be power over another, that is the epitome of wickedness. Because they are fully seeking, they are fully dependent on others. They are neutral, thus they're very powerful outside. But they are not able to be self-sustaining. They need to consume others. The gray mystic, as far as energy consumption, they are fully internalized, therefore they do not need external energy. They do not suck on energy from light people, from dark people, from anybody else, from common people. They fully self-generate their energy from within. They are able to be fully present with the universe and be able to draw on the power of the force fully from within. There is no entropy. They are fully in an expansive mode. The light side and the dark side is able to tap into that somewhat. The gray fully, because they are balanced. Does this make sense? If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. If you like this video, go ahead and please click like. And if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. I'm the Gray Mystic. Be well.